Folks, for many years I've had the pleasure of fishing with Captain Brett Jolly, both on the western side of the Bay of Green Bay and in central Wisconsin. For those of you who don't know of Brett's exploits, he's one of the best muskie fishermen on the Bay of Green Bay and definitely a top walleye angler on Green Bay too. And he lives in the Wausau area, so Brett grew up there and knows the flowages in the Wisconsin River extremely well in the central part of the state. Captain Brett Jolly, always good to see you, buddy. How you been?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You holding up well in the winter?
Oh yeah, oh
Well,
yeah. Just staying warm.
hey, we got to talk about central Wisconsin, one of my favorite areas to fish. And of course, you got the Wisconsin River system going through there. You've got lake flowages, Lake Dubay, Eau Plaine, Castle Rock, Petenwell, Lake Wausau. I guess before we go anywhere, there are some tricky ice conditions, but we got a cold spell coming.
Yeah, yeah. We've had some cold weather the last few days too, and everything's firming back up. But yeah, when we had all that warm weather and the rain and stuff, it created a bunch of holes right where shacks were, and a whole bunch of shacks fell through on some of the local lakes. There's a bunch of them that are half rose in right now, but things are firming back up, and ice conditions are going to be back to being really good quick here.
Well, before we get into the ice fishing, are any guys open water fishing on the river?
I had a guy walk in the other day that I was talking to, and he said he was going down on the river. Had been doing pretty good on walleyes down there, so there's some opportunities for that.
And when you get open water this time of year, I've seen you kick my butt on just a jig and a minnow and working it real slow in deeper water.
Yep, absolutely. In cold water conditions, it's hard to beat live bait. You know, it's the same thing as fishing tip ups. You're using live bait there, so use live bait with open water as well.
And open water jigging real slow and using your bow mount.
Very, very slow. You know, usually we spot lock in one spot and just very, very slowly hopping those jigs.
What are some of the areas guys can fish open water in the wintertime?
Well, you just about all the dams right around here, below the Dubay Dam, the Domtar Dam, Mosinee Dam. You know, any of the dams up and down the river are going to have open water. You know, especially this year, as warm as it's been. Some years there's too much ice to get a boat down there, but right now it's open, it's wide open.
Turning to ice fishing now, the flowages, as you're looking into the second half of January and February, your crappie fishing stays pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it stays really good, you know, and once it really starts warming up, it gets even better. But guys have been doing really well lately on crappies. You know, all the flowages have been producing. There's been some excellent crappie fishing lately, good sized ones too.
And one of the things that you like to do is what they call is it dead sticking when you put a rod on a pole or something?
Tip downs,
Tip downs.
just like we did last year. Yeah, no, tip downs are a great way to fish, and you can kind of stand around, and you don't have to be staring down a hole all day, just watching for your rods to tip down instead of a tip up. And you know, you get a live minnow down there, rosy reds or little crappie minnows, and it's an extremely effective way to cover a bigger area and catch crappies.
When you're looking at the Eau Plaine and Dubay, what kind of depths, what kind of water do you look for? See, you've got a Lake Master chip there. Are you looking for the river channels, or are you looking for deeper water, or what?
Yeah, typically you're looking for the deeper bends in the river channel. That's going to concentrate the crappies. You know, kind of an outside bend. There'll be a little bit of a current break on the back sides of that, and those deeper holes. If you can find some wood on one of those bends, then you're definitely in a good spot.
And you also have an opportunity for some pretty big northern pike on the flowages.
Yeah, you know, our central Wisconsin flowages have some huge pike in them. You know, 40 plus inch pike aren't uncommon around here. Setting tip ups with big shiners, dead smelt, that kind of stuff works really well.
And what depth of water do you kind of look for these pike?
You know, usually the bigger ones are going to be a hair deeper than the smaller ones. So a lot of times, if I'm setting for big pike, I'm going to be in that like 6 to 12 foot. Where if I'm fishing for the smaller ones, I'm going to be under 6.
Okay, any opportunity for perch on any of those flowages?
The perch are really starting to come on strong on a couple of these lakes. There's going to be some really good year classes coming up. Right now, they're not huge. Lake Wasa's got some nice ones in it, and you know, there's good perch in all the flowages, but there's going to be some really really nice ones in a few more years.
Are you getting any walleyes on Dubay or Eau Plaine?
Guys are doing really well on walleyes on the old plain. It had been really good for a while. I think it's starting to taper off a little bit now. Bite hasn't been quite as hot, but yeah, there's great walleye fishing around here. And we got some nice walleyes the other day on Lake Dubay, just right in front of my house. But there's a lot of good walleye fishing around here.
Just real quick, tip ups or jigging or both?
Uh, Guys have been doing both. I'm a tip up guy, but I know some of the guys that I've been talking to have been doing pretty well jigging with you know any kind of spoon and just a minnow head cast.
Yeah. I know also the last question, you kind of keep a pulse on the Fox River in Green Bay because I'm calling you all the time to see
Right.
if we can get a boat in there. The ice has been real sketchy there. Do you know if anybody's open water fishing?
There had been some guys earlier in December. I haven't heard anything recently. It's probably in that kind of in between area
Right.
where you a little bit of ice and you got a little bit of open water. It's too much ice to get in a boat and not enough ice to go ice fishing.
Well, if you and I can get a boat in there in February, can that be pretty good for walleyes, open water?
Yeah, it's a free for all. Once you can get a boat out there in early or mid to late February, anytime you can get out there, it's really really good. Just to get a minnow, working some of the channel edges, you can catch 100 fish in a day.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, thanks for your time, Captain Brett. Enjoy the rest of the month.
Will do. Take care.